What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. The other day, I had a discussion with my great brother, and in many cases, a mentor to me, brother George Macon, over on the Street Media TV channel. He was quite upset with me about a video that I did concerning Fani Willis. Now, Fani Willis is the district attorney, I believe, in Fulton County. And we all know that Fani Willis is responsible for bringing some election fraud charges against Donald Trump, at least in that county in the state of Georgia. But she's also being accused of having a sexual relationship with special prosecutor Nathan Wade, somebody that she hired in this bidding against the ex-president. And of course, his firm was able to gain $650,000 due to that leverage in that relationship. The other two prosecutors were white, but they're focusing on this one. Now, let me get back to what brother George was upset with me about. He's like, listen, brother, here we have a black woman that is African-American. She's from our community. If she is out here breaking the law, you need to be on code, brother, because we understand that what she might be doing might be wrong, but goddamn it, you know, in the Asian community, if whatever their folks are doing wrong, you're not going to hear no backlash. They're going to stay on code. All right. It's better to have her, somebody who looks like us, in the seat than somebody who doesn't look like us, because we need the opportunities. All right. Now, I want to do actually a live show with brother George based on that. And maybe me and brother LAR Movement talk about it from that perspective. That's a different perspective. Okay, I cannot say that I disagree with the brother, but I want you to hear about the ex-wife of Mr. Nathan Wade, who's also an attorney, who's been having an affair with Fani Willis. Look at what the ex-wife is now saying about the receipts that she has about Nathan Wade.
Well, Fulton County DA Fani Willis will appear in a Cobb County courtroom tomorrow regarding the divorce case for her special prosecutor. Fox 5's Kim Leffler joins us from the live desk with more on what we can expect on that. Kim?
Well, Willis has been subpoenaed to be deposed in her special prosecutor Nathan Wade's divorce case. That was issued by Wade's ex-wife, Joycelyn Wade. This comes after Willis is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with Wade by one of the co-defendants in the election interference case. Michael Roman wants his case thrown out, claiming Willis and Wade had an inappropriate relationship before he was hired, saying they should not be allowed to prosecute because of it. Wade's ex-wife submitted bank records showing Willis and Wade took multiple trips together during the investigation into the Georgia election interference case involving former President Donald Trump. Willis filed an emergency motion Thursday asking the judge to stay her testimony in Wade's divorce case. In that emergency motion, Willis says she lacks unique personal knowledge of any matter that is relevant to the subject matter involved in the pending action, claiming Wade's marriage fell apart before she met him. In her motion, the DA also says Joycelyn Wade has conspired with interested parties in the criminal election interference case to use the civil discovery process to annoy, embarrass, and oppress District Attorney Willis. One legal expert I spoke to says it's unknown whether or not the judge will have Willis testify.
On the one hand, a lot of the evidence that is wanted could be turned over in written form. On the other hand, since we've already moved this far into the divorce proceeding, it might just be easier to have her testify. And again, whether that's going to be open court or closed court is all yet to be seen. So there's a lot of unknowns for tomorrow that we'll have to wait and see.
Now, Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee has scheduled a hearing for February 15th regarding the motion filed by Roman. I'll have much more about how all of this could impact the election interference cases coming up tonight on Fox 5 News at 10 and News Edge at 11. At the live desk, Kim Leffler, Fox 5 News.
All right, guys, so you guys are hearing this, okay? This is courtesy of Fox 5 Atlanta. The ex-wife of Nathan Wade has proof that these trips were happening while he was still married, and it is a conflict of interest. It's a breach. It's illegal for her to deal with somebody that she's hiring. All right. Let me tell this as I told it to brother George. Listen, I know that a lot of times as black people, as African Americans, we can be having a shorter leash on folks from the African American community, right? But when we talk about what's going on with Tiffany Henyard, Fani Willis is not really so bad. It's just that, okay, you decided to prosecute the president and this information is out there. So now you're acting like the whole world is against you. What I'm saying is this is a level of black unaccountability that we're going to be able to continue to have if you don't call this stuff out. Here's what happens. It runs rampant. Let me tell you what I mean. Look at Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson has largely been able to thrive in the pro-black spaces. And you know what that has taught Dr. Umar Johnson? That you don't never have to deliver for what you're supposed to be doing for your community. Same thing with Tiffany Henyard. The people, once they get caught doing stuff and we don't say anything about it, they become Kwame Kilpatrick. The victims become us, all right? They don't have no loyalty when they get away with everything. They don't have no loyalty to our community. It would be different if, you know, they were productive, like Fani Willis. Again, she's going after YSL. I don't understand, you know, I don't really know so much about her outside of this. But the reality is that she knew she was not doing the right thing. You know, you're an African-American female prosecutor. You have a big limelight. You are literally spending time with a married man. He's married. You are engaging in sexual relationships with him. His ex-wife has receipts. You're trying to make it the ex-wife's fault when it's not the ex-wife's fault. It's your fault. You're in a big public position. You know that doing this can get you fired or cause you to lose your job. Why would you do that? Why would you do it? I'm gonna tell you why she's doing it. Because she doesn't care. You know, a lot of black politicians feel like they're above the law. This is not, and I'm not dealing with the white politicians. I'm dealing with the black ones. My dad used to always tell me, son, you always gotta be 2 to 3 times better than a white person in this country. Know what that means? You need to be 2 and 3 times more cautious. When you say, I wanna be the DA, I wanna be the president, you can't have scandals like this merely because you know that you black. And that's the point that I was getting to Brother George. Not that I disagreed with what he was saying, but the situation is this. You know that this stuff is going to come out about you. And once it hits the fan, it's not going to look good. Ain't no way you're going to be able to beat it. So why engage in it? And again, once you engage with that, and when the black community supports you, I'm going to tell you exactly who gets the brunt of their issues. The black people. Look at how Tiffany Henyard is carrying out right now. Want to know who her biggest supporters were? African-American women. Want to know who get disrespected the most? African-American women. Once they feel like they got your support, they don't need to produce for you anymore. Look at Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson is in such a situation, he can go to podcast and get paid to do nothing. As a person who calls himself the Prince of Pan-Africanism, you know, no concept of development, has never delivered on anything he's talked about, because we have trained black people that who are supposed to be Boyce Watkins the same way, Jay Morrison the same way. We have trained these guys to never do nothing and to be unaccountable. It would be different if, let's say, Fani Willis or other people were unaccountable to other groups, but were very much accountable to our group. What we find out is if they're not accountable to the dominant society, they really ain't accountable to the blacks, because they come to the blacks to get support for when they're doing wrong. That's why Fani Willis is at the church pleading her case. Same thing with the brick lady. We are always looking for a way to get out of something that we know, goddamn it, that we didn't do. And that behavior you pay for later. I get his point. But what you're doing is those people are gonna be emboldened to even do more, and the blacks are gonna suffer. Their constituents will suffer. Look at what's going on in Dalton. Look at Monique Owens in East Point, Michigan. They act even a fool even more. Like, you really can't stop me now. Oh, y'all gonna support me? Oh, okay. And what I'm telling you is the people that support you when you're wrong, you teach them. Same thing with drug dealers, you know? Free my N-word. When you free them pookies and Rary out there in the street, they really start getting the killing now. Because if they beat like 6 or 7 murders, well, let me just keep doing it. Ain't nobody gonna get caught. Then they do more terrorizing acts, more terrorist acts. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O.J. Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate it for all you. Just credit the bell. We're out.